Psychology Stephen Lee, 최민준입니다.
안녕하세요. 전원임입니다. 전원 최애정입니다. And it's been a minute since I've done a K-drama review. We started watching a K-drama called Life.
And then we watched
And
Hotel
then he
de Luna.
got distracted and we watched Hotel de Luna. But we went right back to Life because of a certain Grim Reaper.
Lee Dong-Wook.
Lee Dong-Wook.
For me, it was very full-on drama, so I just had to step away every now and then, just so I could
It wasn't. It's not a drama that you can binge.
No.
Watch. There's 16 episodes in this drama.
Yes.
Should be more.
Yes, definitely.
And
I agree with that.
it was made. Well, it came out in 2018.
So if you want to watch it, go watch it first, and then come listen to our review.
I'm gonna be telling you the plot, taken from, as always, Asian Wiki, and then we will be discussing parts of it. Spoilers later on. A power struggle ensues at a hospital. Yi Jin-woo is a doctor in the emergency medical center at Sanguk University Hospital. He has a warm heart and charisma. He admires hospital director Lee Bon-hoo. One day, he hears from his brother Yi Sun-woo that the hospital director placed government subsidy money into his personal bank account. On that night, the hospital director dies after falling off an apartment building rooftop where vice director Kim Tae-sung lives. His death is ruled an accident caused by a heart attack. Lee Jin-woo believes otherwise. Ko Sung-hyo begins work as the president of Sanguk University Hospital. He is cool-headed and ambitious. As a businessman, he wants the hospital to become profitable. Other people tell him that running a hospital is different from running other business. But Koo Seong-hyo doesn't see why a hospital is any different. So that the hospital can start turning a profit, he decides to transfer 3 departments, including the money hemorrhaging emergency medical department, to other hospitals. Hospital staff members oppose that idea, and a strike is led by the vice director. Meanwhile, Koo Sung-hyo experiences the dark side of running a hospital, including cover-ups on patients' deaths. Sound interesting? Heck yeah, it does. So it's a medical drama, okay?
Yes.
Let's just put it's a medical drama, but it's not like you don't see a lot of the medical procedures and stuff. Whereas, other hospital dramas, like The Good Doctor,
You see a lot of cases.
You see a lot of hospital, patients and surgeries and all of this. And in Blood, you also see a lot. There's a lot. But this one, even though it is,
different.
it kind of...
Completely different.
You see some procedures, you see some deaths, you see some of that, but it's not the core of it.
It's mainly focused on their lives and lives in the hospital.
It's mainly focused on the doctors' lives in and out of the hospital, their work relationships, family relationships, love relationships.
Quite a few different things.
Yeah. And it kind of focuses more on It kind of does focus more on Koo Sung-hyo in the business end of it and the relationships he has with the hospital staff and with his bosses and his family, and then the main character, Lee Jin-woo, his relationships with his co-workers and his family, dealing with the loss of the director and trying to figure out what happened with that, and politics within the hospital staff.
It shows the businessman as well, Koo Sung-hyo.
Yeah, Koo Sung-hyo.
He's not as bad a character once you get through it and you realise what he's actually been trying to do.
Well, yeah, so...
he's not actually as bad a guy as it,
This is where all the spoilers come in.
Yeah.
So he is one of the characters that you're introduced to, And it's made to paint him in like the worst possible way.
Yeah.
And the way that he's treating the hospital staff when he's just walked in and doesn't know anything about the hospital really, doesn't know this, doesn't know that, trying to be like, I know everything because I'm now the president and I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. But as you slowly get through the episodes, you learn more as he's learning more about the hospital and the hospital staff and what they all go through.
Yeah.
And everything like that. You see that his moral compass is actually like spot on, but there are certain influences and things that stop him from fully doing the right thing that he knows is the right thing to do.
Yeah, and you'll find that while watching it.
But it's done in a very interesting way.
Yeah.
And
you kind of feel sorry. I felt sorry for him in some certain bits.
Yes. Yeah, but I think that's also true with a lot of the characters, that there are points in it where you're like, this character, I know exactly what kind of character you are, I know exactly what this is, but then something changes and you see that no, they're actually not 100% like that. They're just trying to do the right thing by them, their patients, their
some
families, and everything like that.
There's also one of the doctors that you go through the series and you go, is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was very like, is he, what is he? Is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? Like, you're a little bit taken aback by what is he?
Yeah, when you learn more about the director and what he was doing.
Yeah.
There are points where you, along with the characters, are like, wait, did I actually know who this person was?
Yeah.
And it's really interesting. It's a very interesting drama. It's not like any other drama I've really seen. Like, there obviously are things where I'm like, this is a K-drama trope. This is similar to this. But on a whole, it's a very different drama. It's pretty much squarely in reality.
Yeah.
And
it's almost like the title is Life.
And
it's kind of like Life.
It is.
Yeah.
And especially with the ending, which we're
very...
we're very, like, two minds about, because it's a frustrating ending.
It's a very, very frustrating ending.
Because nothing, absolutely nothing is...
wrapped up properly.
Concluded. Or wrapped up. Which is very infuriating as a K-drama watcher, viewer. And you're like, it's the end, which means there needs to be, like, a conclusion, but there's not. And then you're like, well, I mean, that is life, though, because...
yeah.
There isn't really a conclusion to life.
Unless there's a death.
Until, like, it's... But then even still, like, your living life comes to an end. But everyone around you still goes on, and your memory is still there, and everything is still there. So there's not really a...
Even the beginning doesn't get wrapped up properly.
No, but it also...
There's so many things that don't get wrapped up properly.
It doesn't feel like it's the start of a drama. It's... You kind of... The beginning of it is... You are being thrown into...
the middle of a situation.
This situation where you don't know what's happening, anything like that, and it's not explained.
Yeah.
Because it's life. Like, when you meet someone, you're just thrown into that moment. It's a lovely ending, but it's frustrating because nothing is concluded. You don't know if this person ends up with this person. You don't know if this person ends up with this person. You don't know if the illness is coming to an end and killing him, and how much longer he has. You don't know if his brother has been told or knows about this yet. There are so many questions that are just left and are not going to be answered. And again, it's an amazing ending. It's an amazing drama, but it's so infuriating because you want the answers. I want to know, are they now dating because he's shown up there?
Yeah.
Or are they seeing where it's leading? Does anyone know about them? does he and the girl that they finally met, and she's met the brother and all of this, but then I don't know if she's there with them or if that's continuing or what's happening with her job, because that was up in the air as well. I don't know.
What happens to the hospital when the new president comes in?
Exactly. Like, there are so many unanswered questions.
By the way, the new president, once you watch it, you'll understand what I mean by the new president, because that's a bit of a spoiler there.
But it's so good, and there are so many amazing scenes. Like the scene where when Inul takes Koo Sung-hyo around the hospital into like the intensive care NICU.
Yeah.
That scene was one of my favorite scenes because, again, it's so real, it's so life. Like, this is something that pediatric NICU doctors deal with. And when the baby like held her finger, and you could just see in his face that he's like, I need to get out of this place. Like, that's one of the sweetest, heartbreaking, amazing scenes. And then again with the dog.
Yeah, that's what I was
That
thinking.
was adorable. And then he's just like, pictures.
You know what's funny is the mum.
Yeah,
the
mum's
mum.
like, why did you bring this dog here?
And then
she's just like,
and then
nope.
And then like one of the next scenes you see with the dog with the mum. Yeah, it's just
like, she's just fallen in love with the dog, but she's still got her principle with the son going, no, it's your dog, you're looking after it. I don't want this in my house. The main, there's a fair number of characters that you
so
see
many.
a lot of. I've just taken it down to like the mains. Lee Jin-woo, played by Lee Dong-Wook. And then there's Koo Sung-hyo, who is played by Cho Sung-woo. Lee No-ul, played by Moon Jin-ah. Kim Tae-sung, played by Moon Song-kyun. Lee Sun-woo, who is played by Lee Kyo-hyung.
He had a very sad story.
Yeah.
That scene where the accident.
When you find out how his brother became paraplegic in the wheelchair is heartbreaking. And with all of the second brother scenes, you can tell how hard it is. And it was done really well. Like, it was done in a respectful way. And again, showing you the different ways of dealing with
you don't find out if
loss.
the brother ends up moving either.
Yeah.
You don't find out.
Yeah. Ju Kyung-moo, who is played by Yoo Jae-myung, and Oh Se-hwa, played by Moon So-ri, and then Lee Bon-hoon, who was the first director who passed away in the first episode, Chon Ho-jin.
And the cover-up scene, you'll feel really bad for the people that get let go.
Yes. Yeah. And again, it's with politics, which again, I don't work in a hospital. I've spent a lot of time in hospital, but I don't work in a hospital. I have friends who work in a hospital in the medical field, but I don't work in there. And there's so many politics which I'm sure probably do happen in some workplaces, not just hospitals, but it's terrible. If someone makes a mistake, a medical error, they blame the other person, and because they're in a higher up position, no one questions them. And you've just ruined this person's reputation, ruined their life, ruined their opportunities for other work, and they've done absolutely nothing wrong. Some of the people, the trainee people, trainee doctors, trainee nurses and stuff, they've only just graduated, or they're just doing placement. And that sticks with them.
Yeah.
And you've just completely ruined someone else's life to cover up your mistake. And things of politics of, if that happens, they lie to the parents of the patient who died because of the medical error. That's not right.
You even see how...
It's a whole different thing if you've lost a loved one and a doctor tells you that they died of natural causes or this and this and this, and we couldn't help them, when in reality they've given them the wrong drug and killed them.
Yeah.
Like, they could have they may have died by themselves, or they may have done that. But you deserve to know. Again, the
So
drama
many
has
things.
so much about the politics of it, which is, again, very different, because I've watched a number of medical dramas, and you've watched a lot of, like, American, like, did you watch Grey's Anatomy and stuff like that? I didn't really watch Grey's Anatomy. With, like, Western medical dramas, I've watched House. I mainly, with the Korean dramas, I've seen a lot more of the medical dramas, like The Good Doctor, which is amazing. Blood, which, oh my gosh, is amazing. Where they're like, we are a medical drama and it's medical. Whereas it is a medical drama, but it's more of a politics. It's a very good drama. Again, I've seen a lot more dramas than Steven. This one, it's a good drama, but it's not one of my tops. Like, I would rewatch it, but I'd probably rewatch it like maybe once more. Whereas It's Okay Not to Be Okay, I could rewatch that for the rest of my life. Hotel de Luna, I could rewatch that a number of times. Goblin, I've already watched it 6 times. Blood, I've already watched it twice. I could watch it more. Boys Over Flowers, it's a bit cringy because it's a little bit old, but I could still rewatch that. Like, so many other ones are rewatchable. And I just like Coffee Prince. Oh my gosh. Oh, I need to watch that again because it's so damn good. And, like, there are so many other ones that I love and will constantly go back and rewatch.
There was so many good points in this drama, but it's not a binge-worthy drama.
It'd be hard. Like, I mean, it's doable to binge it. Anything is doable to binge. But it's a little bit more difficult because I think it's so based on reality that you're like
you could see this sort of stuff happening in real life.
Behind the closed doors of...
Yeah, like, this is what you would imagine actually happens in real life in a real hospital. Like, you could see this exact, like...
Scenarios happening.
Playing out.
Again, it's amazing. And I think...
And they did it really well.
I think more dramas should take notes from this drama. So I love Life. It's really good. And I know so many of the actors from different dramas and movies. And it's always fun when you see that because you're like, I know who that person is. Oh my gosh. It's like we're watching My Love from the Star, which, again, is a drama that I will always rewatch because I freaking love it. There are actors in it that Steven are like, they look familiar. Where do I know that person from? Like, the friend is from Goblin. And there are other characters in there that, because it's been a while since I've seen it, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're in that.
Deputy director.
Mm-hmm.
They're having that conference. Lee Dong-Wook goes, yes, I did that. But I did that because of what your actions were, and I heard you having the argument. And so you can just see his reality waking to him, like, oh, I really do have to move on now because...
So, I mean, like with him...
And he gets absolutely busted in front of everyone, and then he goes, if I'm going to leave on my own.
Yeah.
And so he finally leaves, and you're like, yes, finally, he's gone.
Again, with that, like, you get that kind of conclusion, but you also see at the end that he's got his own practice, and he's still practicing.
Yeah. But when you see him practicing though, he's remembering...
Like, he's changed, but he's still...
He's remembering his director and all those good years and how he shouldn't have tried to stab him in the back, sort of thing.
Well, we'll never know, because it's just him who knows what he's done and is having to deal with everything that he's done. Only he really knows what happened to the director, if he did something or if he full on fell because of by himself or he did that.
But you don't find out.
Don't know.
You don't
he
find
is the only person alive who knows exactly what happened.
That night, yeah.
What happened.
Yeah.
He doesn't get thrown in jail. He's the only person who knows.
Yeah.
And you don't know what happened. You don't know what's going to happen to him. You don't know.
Yeah. But that was one of my favourite scenes.
Well, that is it. If you've seen Life, let us know what you thought of the drama, and if you haven't but this sounds interesting, then go watch it and then let me know what you thought. Let me know what you think. Also, just honestly, I want to know what everyone's like top 3 dramas are. That's like such an incredibly hard question. Or just let me know what some of your favorite dramas are, because I have so many that I absolutely love.
So far for me, it's first Goblin, second It's Okay Not to Be Okay, and then third is Hotel de Luna. That's my top 3.
Okay, well that is it for this video. I hope that you liked it. If you did, press like button, leave me comments down below. Share this on social media if you'd like to. All of my social media links are down below, so go check me out, follow me, friend me on all of those. If you'd like to leave any requests or suggestions for more videos that you'd like to see on my channel, please leave them down below and I'll get to them as soon as I can. That's it for this video, and I will talk to you very, very soon. Kirby face.
안녕.